Rock Eyes would like to welcome Reese Thornton, 14-year-old prodigy that we found through Bob Kulik. How's it going today?
I'm good. How are you?
Very good, very good. Tell me a little bit, when you first started playing guitar, at what age, and some of the songs that you learned and things like that.
Sure, man. I've been playing guitar since I was about 9 years old, and I think the first song I ever learned to play was "Sunshine of Your Love" by Eric Clapton. I love Clapton. He's my hero, and his guitar playing is just amazing. So I love playing his stuff, and I'm also a huge Stevie Ray Vaughan fan and Duane Allman fan, and so I play a lot of their stuff.
Right. Wow. Now, do you basically you like blues better than rock or metal or whatever?
Well, really, I try to think that I wave the flag for rock and roll and the blues, man. That's what I love playing most.
Right, right. So how'd you hook up with Bob Kulik?
Well, I met Bob through Robert M. Knight, and Robert is a legendary rock photographer going all the way back to the late 60s, Jimi Hendrix, Jeff Beck, Led Zeppelin, and he was also one of the first ones to shoot these bands at the Fillmore West. And anyway, Robert and Bob have something in common that I think is really important, the need to bring guitar-based music back to the forefront.
Right.
And I can tell you as a kid who just started high school that young people today have just completely abandoned guitar and rock and roll.
Right.
And they abandon it for music made by computers, and it's really just DJs pushing buttons to huge crowds. Just personally, don't want to offend anybody, but I don't get that at all.
Right.
And Bob and Robert have a goal, which is to promote young guitarists who otherwise don't really have much of a voice. And going back to Bob is a legend, and it's honestly just a real honor to be able to work with him. The guy's played on some classic records.
Right, definitely.
But he's a very honest and humble guy, and he's working with legends still, and here I am, just this young kid starting high school with these songs and some guitar chops, and so I was nervous at first. Right. We went out to Vegas View Studios with about, if I remember right, 12 or 13 songs, and we whittled it down to about 4 or 5, I think 5 for this first EP. And we completed the arrangements and tracked all 5 tunes top to bottom in about 3 weeks. And I got to watch Bob and his production partner, Bobby Ferrari, take the production from its infancy right up to the final mix. And I learned so much, and I'm just really grateful for that amazing opportunity.
Right. So when's the EP coming out, and who played on it?
Well, I'm not 100% sure when it's coming out. I'd like to think it'll be out, if not, I think around January maybe. We haven't confirmed anything, but I'd like to think it'd be around early 2018.
Uh-huh.
And I sung on the record, and I played all the guitars on the record. Bobby Ferrari, Bob's production partner, played bass, and Jeremy Strawn is on drums. And on backup vocals, they got Todd Kearns from Slash's band and Age of Electric to sing.
Right. Wow. Now, I heard 3 tracks, starting with Ditch This Town. Tell me your perception of that song. I feel that, the music and the vocals for myself is a mixture. I know it got a little bit of bluesy stuff, but I mean, it also got a mixture, to me, of Cheap Trick and Green Day.
Thank you, yeah.
So, I really, especially the Green Day part, really came out in the songs to me, So,
yeah, well,
go ahead.
Oh yeah, sorry. So for Ditch This Town, that song it changed a lot. It kind of evolved as we went through it. It started out, the goal for that song was to sound like a country Green Day. So I'm happy the Green Day part still came across. We switched it more of a Foo Fighters Green Day kind of vibe, which I like even more than how it was before, and
right.
by solving to Bobby and Bob. And for that song specifically, I think it might be best if I'm not too specific on the details of that song, because I don't want to out anybody.
Right.
But that song is about real people and experiences, and it's not really necessarily my own, but what I've seen. It's basically an event I've seen.
Right.
And I'm still learning to write, but the melodies and the guitar fundamentals all come first in that. That one I found hard to write the lyrics to. I'm not the strongest lyric writer. I'm working on it. I've been working a lot, and I'm getting better. But that was probably the hardest part in that song. Just trying to keep it simple, but paint a picture that lots of people can relate to.
Right. Yeah. How about "Raised on Sunshine," which is track number 2?
Yeah. That might be my favorite song on the record. I love that one. it has a very uplifting vibe.
Right.
That song was inspired by a story someone told me about 3 kids. They were all really close friends. They all grew up together, and one of the kids, kind of as he grew up, started being a troublemaker and did bad things. Another kid just kind of did nothing with his life, and he just didn't do anything. And the last kid ended up growing up and becoming a musician. And so the message of that song is really just don't give up, and even if the people around you do, don't stop. And that's really what that song's about.
Cool, cool. How about the last song I heard is Different Times? Tell me a little bit about that.
So I'm a huge Noel Gallagher Oasis fan. I love his writing style. And so that played, him and Neil Young really are the main influence of that song. And the funny thing about that song is that it was almost left off the record. We had another song called Young and Dumb, and I want to say right before the drummer came, we were deciding between if we were just kind of iffy on that song. We didn't know if it fit the rest of the record, and so they'd asked me if I had anything else, and so I played them different times. And I think that might have been the first time I ever played that song for anyone. Right. It was just something I had. It wasn't like fully completed. And so we ended up including that one. I'm really happy we did, because I just, with all the help Bob and Bobby put into it, it came out awesome. And that song was really about feeling like you don't belong, that you were made for something else and something more, and that's what that song's about.
Cool. Now, I mean, you got to meet and play with some of the best of the best. I saw pictures on your Facebook of you with Buddy Guy, you hanging with Cheap Trick. What's that experience like for you to meet someone you admire?
Well, it's really cool, because I look up to those guys, and it's really cool getting to meet them and speak with them, because they give a lot of really good advice, because they're obviously really experienced in this industry, much more than I probably will ever be.
Right.
It's really cool getting to meet them.
Wow. Like when you go to school, your classmates, do they look up to you, or they just say, he's just one of the guys, or whatever? Yeah,
honestly, to be honest, I don't really think many people in my school kind of understand where I'm coming from,
Right.
I have a good amount of friends, and most of the people that I'm close with, they're all supportive of it. But I'm not really sure most of them understand what I'm doing.
Right.
And how much work goes into it.
Cool. Now, what is your main goal in music? What do you like to achieve?
Well, I want to bring back guitar-based music to the top of the charts. All the stuff right now is just EDM bullshit.
Right.
I don't get it. I'm sorry. I just don't. It's music made by computers, and like I said, there's no human element there, and I don't like that. And I want to bring back guitar-based rock and roll.
Right.
That's my goal.
I mean, a lot of the music is repetitive and boring, actually.
Yeah.
Very boring. So, what does your family think of your achievements so far?
Can you repeat the question? Sorry, you kind of broke up.
No. What does your parents think of your achievement so far?
Oh, well, they're really supportive. My mom and dad, they've always been really supportive of what I do, and they've helped me along the way, and I'm really thankful for them, because I know people whose parents are, and I'm super, super lucky to have such great parents.
Cool. Now, what was the first guitar that you ever got?
I'm pretty sure the first guitar I ever got was a blue Epiphone Les Paul.
Right.
And so I played that for a couple months until my dad came home with an FG, and that it blew my mind.
Right.
And so that was really my first taste of guitar.
Cool. Do you have any kind of endorsements by anything yet besides Bob Kulik and other members?
Yeah, I'm involved with Robert Knight's Brotherhood of the Guitar, and I have an endorsement with Ernie Ball, Music Man, and Guitar Center.
Right.
Those guys are just awesome. I got to say something about Ernie Ball. I think they get it. They support young players like me through the Brotherhood, which Robert oversees, and playing guitar in 2017 is definitely not what it was like 20, 25 years ago.
Right.
I walk around school with a Stevie Ray Vaughan backpack, and to be honest, most kids think that's a designer. Like, people have come up to me and have asked, well, who's Stevie Ray Vaughan? And I just want to say he's the greatest guitar player, and nobody right now, at least my age, knows stuff like that. And with Ernie Ball helping younger players like me, I think it'll all come full circle.
Right. Wow. Well, congratulations on your EP, which will be debuting next year. And it was great for Bob Kulik to hook me up with you, and I appreciate the little chat. Jacob Reese Thornton, 14-year-old prodigy from Florida. Would you like to say anything to the fans in ending?
I just want to say thanks for everybody who's supported me. I want to thank Robert Knight again, because he's been so great to us, and I'm really thankful for him. And obviously, thank you so much to Bob and Bobby. I couldn't have done it without them. And thanks for everyone who's supporting me.
Thanks very much. I appreciate the talk.
Awesome. It was nice speaking to you.
Talk to you later. Bye-bye.